the pleasure and honor of welcoming Broken Sword. Thank you for joining me today, sir.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Peace, peace.
Thank you. So, with that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to you to let everyone know who is Broken Sword.
Uh, well, just a guy from Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut, born and raised. Um, I've been doing music for about maybe over 25 years now. As an artist, currently now producing. Now within the last 10 years, I got into the producing realms, but I've been doing pretty much group thing when I first started out, but now more of a solo artist. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, from Connecticut. Okay.
Mhm.
How is it going over there right now, the weather?
Well, currently I'm in Colorado right now. I should have said,
Okay.
yeah. I moved out of Connecticut 7 years ago. I've been in Colorado about 7 years now.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm up in Colorado now,
Yeah,
and it's all right out here.
I saw like Connecticut, Colorado, so I don't want to misspeak. I've been to Colorado, and it's
Mhm.
beautiful over there. But the weather when I went, it was like night and day. Like,
Yeah,
you step out the building, it's sunny. Then you step back out again, it's raining or it's
yeah.
cold. You know what I'm saying? It's
It
freezing. I
definitely
need
has a
my
bipolar effect out here. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah, and the elevation's high, so you definitely need to drink a lot of water there for sure.
Yeah, I found myself drinking a lot of water since I've been out here. Definitely.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's
So,
cool. It's cool. All right.
do you miss Connecticut?
Somewhat. I miss my family. Not necessarily the environment so much. I
Right,
miss friends and family. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
uh, environment's the same old, same old. So that's
Yeah.
why I needed to change. I kind of wanted a different scenery. So that's why I moved to Colorado.
Okay, okay. So let's go ahead and take it back to Connecticut, right? What
Okay.
was the soundscape of your youth? Like, who were you listening to back then?
Okay. I was from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and that's like close to New York. So we got a lot of New York radio stations, a lot of New York TV stations. So I was influenced with a lot of early New York hip hop in the '80s, so to speak. So I grew up off a lot of Run DMC, Rakim, KRS-One, LL Cool J, Slick Rick. A little back, a little further, you can go to uh, the Force MDs and Houdini and Melly Mel and things like that nature. But more or less, when I started really getting into it, it was more around a time when Rakim and Big Daddy Kane was out and all them was out.
Oh, okay. I think I met Rakim a long time ago in my college years back in
Ah,
Shaw University. And I'm
mhm,
dating myself back in the 90s.
mhm,
There's a lot of people like from Chicago, like different musicians. It's funny because even at a younger age in my college years, I was around
mhm.
musicians, which I, you know, um, really appreciate. So it looks like two equivalents on. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining. Bulents, thank you for joining. As people are trickling in. Okay,
Mhm.
I love all the artists that you've mentioned. So, how did it shape right your environment and the kind of stories that you wanted to tell in your music?
Okay, I would say it would happen a little bit later on. Okay. When I was in Bridgeport, that was my early listenings. But then my mother moved me out of Bridgeport to up towards Hartford, Connecticut. And
Mhm.
it was a suburb called East Hartford. And that's when I went to middle school and high school up in East Hartford, Connecticut. So it was a kind of a little different scenery, a little different for me to get used to. But at this time, being in middle school, um, doing hip hop. That's when I was in the '90s. So I was a lot of '90s influence hip hop was starting to come in. A lot of Wu Tang, a lot of
Mhm.
Jay Z, a lot of Nas, a lot of things of that nature. So I was listening to a lot of that back in the day. That had a heavy influence on me. Um, when I had moved from East Hartford to a town called Manchester, and that's when I went to high school out there, and I had met a guy named Kasim, and he had a group called Ghetto Link, and I had a friend, Face. He was a DJ. He was DJing for him. So I used to go over there and visit Face, and I used to freestyle, and Face would be on the DJ tables and stuff. And Kasim heard me, and he's like, "Yo, you want to get on a song?" And I was like, "Sure, sure." I was like about 14 at the time. You know what I'm saying? 14, 15 at the time. So me just going over there every day and doing songs with Kasim, I eventually joined that group, Ghetto Link. So that was my first inkling of trying to do it professionally as an artist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm,
Well, shout out to GetAlink for sure.
mhm,
I love it. So let's break down, right? Why the name Broken Sword?
mhm.
What's the story behind it?
Okay. Broken Sword is simple. The broken is stands for the English or the language or the slang.
Mhm.
Broken. The sword is symbolic to the tongue. So my way of spitting my style, I have a unique type of style in my wordplay. So it's like broken slang, basically. Broken sword is broken slang. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it
Oh,
stems from.
okay. That's
Mhm,
very different. I wouldn't have thought about that. I mean, I know like tongue could be the sword, but
mhm.
the whole broken piece of it, I was like, I wonder what that
Yeah.
that captures. So, did you have other names previously, or did you just
Oh
stick to
yeah.
this?
No, I had a few different names or attributes I like to say. Um my first I would say hip hop name was Supreme Being. And there was a guy called Supreme that used to rap locally, so I changed it from Supreme Being to Quest, um, not knowing that I would be on like a spiritual quest in the near future. So kind of name kind of fit with me. And then from Quest, it went to Akel Quest because when I started studying knowledge and stuff, I picked up the attribute Akel. So I put on Akel Quest to be the whole name. And then from Akel Quest, I switched to Broken Sword, and it's just a evolution of 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 me in my spiritual growth. So that's where the name change is coming.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I think we all go through these changes, and I really like Broken Sword though. I do like that
Thank you,
name.
thank you. And I should say that that also name is a character in a movie called Hero that Jet Li was in.
Yeah, yeah.
So I also picked it up from there. I liked it, the character. So I took some samples out of that movie to refer to the name.
Okay, I do like Jet Li. I like any type of like martial arts movie, so I can like binge watch it. I try not to turn it on because then I'll go to the next and the next, and then I won't get any work done.
All right.
But do you have, by the way, any like favorite martial arts as we're talking about it movies?
Uh, not any favorites. I grew up every Sunday and Saturday, like they would play the matinee, the kung fu flicks. So we
Ah,
grew up watching them. Five Deadly Venoms, that was
right.
one of my favorites. A lot of Run Shaw movies. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Excuse me if I'm
It's fun.
mispronouncing his name. I think it was Run Shaw. But a lot of his movies, I don't have any particular ones. Just I watch so many, just dozens and dozens of them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, same here. It's like eating potato chips. You can't just eat one
Enjoy
chip.
one.
Gotta eat the
Right,
whole
right, right.
bag
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Oh my
Mhm,
gosh. It looks like a lot of people are coming through.
mhm.
Almighty 91. Thank you for 1017 Brick Squad. Thanks for joining. Okay. So you said that Broken Sword still has like its edge, right?
Mhm.
How did you like? Can you expand on how that metaphor mirrors your journey?
Um, well, it's just a completion of me mastering my style. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 25 years, rhyming for like over 30. So I went it's like artist development for me. I didn't When I first started off, it was more of a raw talent, and I didn't necessarily have a lane. I was just rhyming. It was all about just lyrically chop your head off type of style. That's what I
Wow.
when I first started. So as years developed and I got older and I matured, um, the broken sword just came in as just a mastery of my style. So
Mm.
that's where that came in. So like at this point, I feel that like if I'm going through school, I'm past graduation at this point in my artist development. Mhm.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, and so how did you develop your style, right? That was yours in this industry that's built on like trends because people, it's like a shiny new toy object syndrome or whatever.
Well, luckily, me being my age and me growing up in the 80s, um, you had to be original. You couldn't sound like nobody else. So you had to have your own style. Growing up, especially when we was doing it in high school
Mhm.
and trying to do shows and things of that nature, you had to be original. You got clown, you got this. There was no way you can jump in the cipher sounding like somebody else. So that's where that stems from.
Oh, okay. Hmm. So over 2 decades, right?
Mhm.
What's been the hardest part of staying independent?
Uh, the joy, love, passion for it.
Hmm.
Especially now in this age. Don't get me wrong, it's a give and take. I like it and I don't like it. The way hip hop is situated these days. Um, I would say just as an independent artist, now you have a lot more control. Creative. You always had creative control, but you have a lot more control and dictatorship over how you want your project to come out. You don't have to necessarily wait on record labels. You don't have to wait on this, wait on that. If you produce your beats, you can make your beats, record your beats, and now you can put it on streaming platforms. So you have a lot more control as an independent artist now. Back in the day, you had to go through record labels. So the whole hustle was different. You had to do demos, submit your demos, do shows, go out to each state. Like we didn't have the internet back in the day like we have now. So to
Hmm.
get yourself to promote yourself, you actually had to get out. You had to go to different towns, different states, do different shows and stuff like that. Where now, with push of a button, you can get your music worldwide.
That is so true. I'm definitely in that era. So, it's funny because I'll tell my kids, I'm like, I mean, you're asking me questions. Why don't you just ask Google? Because I can ask Google. I
Like pretty
had to
much
go to the
now.
library. I had to go to the library and go through that cart catalog. You remember that?
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
look.
yeah.
You gotta look for
Mhm,
that book. It took you
mhm,
like an hour. Oh my
mhm.
gosh, bringing me back flashbacks. Oh my goodness. So, was there ever a moment when you almost just like hung it up
Oh
or
yeah,
pulled
definitely.
back?
That's what I was saying. I lost the love and the passion for it after
Yeah,
been
yeah.
doing it for so many years. And like I said, I kind of like dropped out of school to pursue my music career. So after doing it for so many years and it never really popped off the way we wanted it to, yeah, I kind of lost interest in it. And then I fall back and look at my life like, oh snap. I'm not focusing on music. Now life is hitting me in left and right. So it's kind of like I had to fall back on music to get my life together because I was focusing so much on music, I wasn't concentrating on life itself. So I fell back off the music just to get my life in order. But when I started getting my life in order, that's when I got into my spirituality a lot. And through my spirituality, that's what brought me back into the music.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And sometimes it's okay to I feel break away even from like social media to be honest with you cuz
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get your brain can get so distorted and just all the energy or the frequency that's
Oh yeah,
coming
definitely,
through.
definitely. Yeah, I'm not even a big social media buff like that, so I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, if you had to name like two moments, right, that
hmm
truly shifted your career, what would that be?
Um, I would say joining a group, not childhood group, joining a group called Citizens of Chaos. Me joining that group, and it was like it was like a local record company that my friend, his mom's, she had a management company, I should say. And I joined her management company, and me joining her management company, she managed his group, her son's group. I joined his group. It was called Citizens of Chaos, and that brought me to really understanding the music business a lot because I was able to get out, do shows across state, make a little money, be in the studio, learn how to professionally make music in the studio. So it shaped and molded me as far as learning how to be an artist, how to make songs, how to have diligent work ethic, and things of that nature. That's
Oh,
one of them.
wow.
Yeah, me joining that group. And then I would say me moving to Colorado, because at the time before I moved to Colorado in Connecticut, I wasn't doing music. I wasn't recording. I was making beats at the time because I had stopped writing and I got into the producing. So I was making beats, but I wasn't writing. And I moved to Colorado. I guess it was just a spiritual calling. I guess you can say. So when I got out to Colorado, like maybe a year after I got out of here, I had bumped into some cats that was doing music, and
Mhm.
that brought me right into the fold of doing music again. And I've been doing music crazy ever since. I did more
Mm.
music being out in Colorado than I have did in Connecticut, and I've been in
Wow.
Connecticut all my life. So yeah.
Wow. It's funny because sometimes the shift of environment or locations can like
Mhm,
shift your mindset. I truly
mhm,
believe that. It's like,
mhm.
I don't know, like you get so comfortable and so used to the people and environment. It's like, I'm just sailing. I'm not,
Right,
I'm
right,
on
right.
cruise control.
Exactly. I felt like a hamster on a wheel, and I was
Yeah.
running, but I wasn't going nowhere. And yeah, that was definitely a needed and good change for me.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, Brace Busy? He's from another artist from Tennessee.
All right, peace, peace.
Okay, so how did you balance, right, being an artist, a mentor, father, friend, and how did you like navigate that duality?
Okay. Well, first, I'm not a father,
Oh,
but you know what I'm saying.
maybe
I want,
future, maybe your
yeah, yeah,
father,
yeah, no doubt,
like a uncle. You know what I mean? Like
no
it
doubt,
could.
no doubt, no doubt. Big
My
father, but
bad.
the balance, it's just knowledge yourself. I think learning learning knowledge yourself is very important. I learned that at an early age when I was like 15, 16.
Mm,
I got into the information. So that shaped and molded me to the point where the music, it helped me master the music. Like I said, it helped me master my music. Just having the information of who I am and who I truly am. Where when I'm on the music, I don't got to front for nobody. I'm gonna stay true to myself at all times, no matter if the people listen to it or if they don't. I'm always gonna be me. So that's where the spiritual keeps you grounded in the music.
okay. I'm sure that because of your season, right, and this
Mhm.
industry, I'm sure that you mentor some artists. It seems like you have this type of leadership about you.
Um, Maybe I wouldn't say I don't have like protege or nothing like that off rip. I would say I influence a lot of my friends that's close to me, a lot of family members or friends that I consider
Yeah.
family. I would say I have a high influence on them, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know, not necessarily I haven't took on a mentor role though.
Okay. Something to consider. When you have all that gem, all that knowledge, I think
Definitely.
that it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So, what does legacy mean to you, especially in a time where the attention span is like pretty much point zero 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 whatever?
Yeah. Um, because of the fact I really don't have kids and I can't right at this time leave a lineage, whatever, excuse me. My legacy would be my music. So
Right.
I right now I'm in full blast, do as much music as I can. So when I'm gone, what's left is my music. You'll get a full understanding of who I am through my music. So my legacy is my music.
Right. But what do you want people to take away from it?
Uh, that's up to them. That's it's perception. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I can't say what you're gonna get out of it. You get out of
right.
it what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? People will get one person to get one thing out of it, next person to get the next thing out of it.
Mm,
Um, I would say overall, I would say just a positive message. That's what I'm trying to bring forth in my music these days.
okay. I love it. Yes, positivity. We all need that for sure.
Hmm.
um, so moving right from Connecticut to Colorado is a
Hmm.
bold shift. I mean, that's
Right,
pretty much
right.
like night and day. You know what I mean?
It is definitely.
What exactly sparked that move?
Um, Good question. Like I said, feeling like a hamster on a wheel. I got tired
Right.
of same old, same old, same old thing. Um, that plus a friend of mine moved out to Colorado that I was doing music with, and I went to visit him in Colorado. And
Okay.
me coming out to Colorado, I was like, yo, this is some different stuff out here. So I kind of liked it. So that's what brought me to Colorado was visiting him and seeing the environment. And then he was like, yo, if you want to come out here, you know what I'm saying, you could chill for a little bit until you get yourself together. And I was like, oh, I'll think about it. So I went home. 2 months later, I just bounced and went to Colorado. Yeah, it was really,
Wow.
yeah, it was really a spiritual thing. Like I said, it was my family. They was like, "What the hell are you doing? You moving across the state like out of the blue type thing." It wasn't really a lot of planning. It was just okay. I know where I'm going. Pack a couple of bags. Let's go. So I didn't know if once I got in Colorado, will I stay out here or will it be just a temporary thing? But yeah, it was just out of the whim thing.
Do you feel like you're at home? Like when you first went there and the
Mm,
environment was just like,
I
did you have
did.
like a sense of like a high energy or something?
I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. But now I kind of feel I'm wearing my welcome out. So I feel I'm gonna make a move within the next year or two. But
Okay.
when I first got out here, it was definitely for me. But I felt like everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
Something brought me out to Colorado. Something to bring me out of Colorado.
For sure. And I think that, it helps like hone in your skills and different
Hmm.
perspectives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Hmm.
sure you get like the feel of the other artists and just the culture and how
Yeah, it's
they
different. I
process.
like different. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about me. Um, I always like different. So
Right.
Colorado's different from back home. The music scene is different. The people's different. So it takes a little bit to get used to or adjust to. But I'm the type that I feel that I can adjust to all environments. So I fit in where I fit in.
Yeah, I definitely love Colorado. Like, I would love to live out there too, but
Mhm.
that snow.
It's we you would think it would be like crazy snow, but it's not. It's peace, God. Um It's not like that. Up in the mountains, it's more snowy. But where I live, I'm in Colorado Springs, so it's not as
Oh,
much snow as you would think it would be. It gets
okay.
cold though. Don't get me wrong. It gets
Yeah,
cold though.
that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
gets cold over here. I'm in the DMV DC area, so but
Okay. Okay.
probably not like that. But
Mhm.
so you describe like mountains, right, as like giving you clarity. Can you speak on the spiritual side of that process now?
Um. Well, it starts right before I moved to Colorado.
Hmm.
That's when I've been doing the knowledge for a while, but
Hmm.
at 39 is when I came into a new enlightenment. Occult science. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but occult science is just something I started to dive in to right around 40 years old. And that was like a next step to my development in spirituality. So I went down that rabbit hole and then I went to Colorado. And then me coming to Colorado, it was just like, I got time now to just focus on me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't around no family, no friends really, and it was just me. So I spent a lot of me time getting to know me, and through that process, um, that's when the spirituality really came out, you know, took place for me.
Okay. So, what's a creative scene like out there? Like, is it the community? Do you feel connected to the community, or is it a solitude, like you're saying? Um,
I'm be totally honest with you. Me the way my artist, my music doesn't resonate a lot in Colorado.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? It do and it doesn't. I was able to do a couple features with a couple Colorado artists. Like I just did a project with my man Macado 79719. He's a Coloradoan. He DJs out here. He produces. He does a lot of charity work for the community and stuff like that. So he's well known out here. So me just branching off and doing music with Colorado artists, I can kind of tap into the Colorado
mm.
music scene sort of way. But me as an artist myself, I feel that because me being East Coast, it's more West Coast, more West Coast,
Ah,
Midwest sounding music out here. It's not really a lot of East Coast sounding music. And a lot of people dig that because a lot of people like East Coast sounding. So they like me because I bring a lot of the East Coast sound out here.
mm.
But as far as the environment, it's more or less a lot of I wouldn't say hippie, but a lot of peace, laid back. It's real chill. It's real
Okay.
chill. It ain't like the city where it's intense. A lot
Right.
of people, everybody bubbled up on each other. So the environment's a little bit more laid back.
Okay, I can see that. I definitely can see that for sure. Um, with that being said, how did the environment, right?
Hmm.
Has it? I mean, I'm sure it shaped your sound a little bit. What
Hmm.
can you talk? Can you talk a little bit about that and how maybe that environment shaped your sound?
Uh, Laid back. When I
Just
was at home, I
okay.
was more
Ah,
aggressive, more hardcore. My music was like plus I was younger, so now I'm more older being out here. I'm a little bit more mature and I'm a little bit more slowed down. So, but yeah, when I was back home, just straight hardcore, aggressive, punch you in the face type of music. Out here is more laid back, more uh trying to make good songs. You know what I'm saying? Like not just rhyming lyrically, but actually make good music for people to
mm,
sit back and enjoy. That's what kind of mood I'm in right now. So being out here in the environment out here kind of slowed me down where I can make more mature music, make more music that people could think about. And yeah, it kind of just made more relaxed music now. I make more mature, relaxed music, but I still have a hardcore tense side of me. It's a balance with me. Me being a Libra, I have to balance it out. So I usually do two projects, where I'll do a project and you'll get a mix of some aggressiveness and a mix of some maturity, slow down, relaxation type things.
okay. Well, let's go ahead and check him out, guys. I have his channel here. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Can you tell us before I play it what this is about?
Okay, is that quantum mechanics?
Yes.
Okay, that's a track with Kinetic Nine. Um, Supreme Law put that together. He's a good friend of Kinetic, and he likes my style, so he was like, "Yo, y'all should." Basically, he brokered that, put that together. So I want to send salutes and respect to Supreme for that one. And
Yeah.
yeah, we just came together and wanted to put some music that's intelligent, but at the same time something you could rock to.
Okay. Shout out to Suprema Line. Thank you for, I believe he referred you. So thank you for that as well. So let's go
Definitely.
ahead, tap in. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, kinetic. Brain, what up? Broken sword. Check. Yo,
Step into the realm where syllables conspire. The architect of these metaphors like a poet on fire. A bit of crystal wisdom dropping gems like art. Mining diamonds from the dungeons at night in the spark. Ink flows like rivers, my pen's a war on the thought. Each phrase is a sculpture, a triculation of rock. In the labyrinth of the language, I navigate through the maze. Meticulous and crafting, each sentence ablaze. Cacophony of echoes reverberate in the mind. The alchemist of the rhythm transmute my words and find. Transcending the pedestrian, I elevate the game. Punchlines sublime, the light breaking the mundane. I'm the linguist with finesse, unraveling the unknown. Dapper in demeanor, get that raw to the bone. Philosophical verses, the rhythm of the lines. The architect of the verse constructed divine design.
I ain't against rap. I'm for good rap, like the brothers in Wu-Tang Clan. They like to try to put out some sciences. They don't mean they take away their raw edge, but they put science out there for you.
Knowledge is essential, mechanical quantum potential, off the Richter scale, CT confidential, it's official, Connecticut sword, extraordinary mentals, make weapons of mass destruction look like ordinary pistols, nickel-plated pencil, pop a pussy, bite the pickle, peace to the gods, if it's war, launch a missile, nothing's never simple except when I'm on instrumentals, 30 years amongst the dead, I got issues, cosmic meditation, I vibrate at a high velocity, sonically circle the multiverse, recalibrating, oscillating anomalies, the father of philosophy thought, I embody heat, writing scrolls that untrap souls, we want free, and we ain't stopping past go. I'm back at it with a flow that's craftmatic, leave them like crack addicts after I get a stab at it.
The entertainment levels have crashed, have gone through the basement now. Serious rappers, the ones who have the staccato and the iambic pentameter and the attack on the words to emphasize words. Those brothers who speak that science, and the only true rapper that actually evolved out of all the other rappers, essentially, who just keeps it on a minimum level himself, is and I like him too.
Broken song.
Kinetic 9, broken sword, Supreme Allah, peace, Conrad can't salute. One.
Wow. You know, well, I'll let you talk more about it. So, like more in depth, and then I'll give my feedback.
Okay. Is there anything particular that you want to know?
Well, I just want to also say shout out to Kinetic Nine and everyone that was on this track. But
Definitely,
like
definitely.
it honestly, it brought me back right to like the 70s or like the I don't know, 70s, 80s, that
Mhm.
feel, like
Mhm.
empowerment feel. I don't know how to
Mhm.
explain it. And
Mhm.
educating the youth, that's the only thing that's in my mind. Like we got to
Right, right.
educate the youth. We have, it's not just about spitting, it's not just about putting wordplay, lyric sound. It's
Mhm.
about actually doing something for the community,
Right, right,
making a positive change, making this positive momentum in the game of hip hop.
right, right,
But
right.
what is your definition on this track?
Like it's like a modern day Public Enemy track, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the mode that we wanted to take it in.
Okay.
Um, um, something that's aggressive, not aggressive, but something that's up tempo that you can rock to, but at the same time, spitting jewels, spitting some information that people can take some gather some information from, but at the same time keep it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, yeah.
it's hard to balance the information in the hip hop in the music because a lot of times the people don't want to hear the information. They just want to zone out and bob off to the music. So it's a hard for me. It's not a challenge, but it's what I have to do now is create a balance where I can make good enough music for the
Mhm.
people that's not really interested into the information. They still can enjoy the music,
Yeah.
and the people that love the information really love the music because the information is in the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's the balance of it. So that's where that song comes in. I look at it as a modern day Public Enemy track.
Mm. Yes, and it's like It's funny because you have the message, you have a little bit of punchiness, but then you have this like mellow, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a lounge vibe, laid back feel, but you're still engaged. And it
Right,
just
right.
it just yeah, I think you guys captured it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
I can appreciate it for sure.
thank
Okay.
you.
Well, let's go ahead and go onto his other channel here. Let me see. I have so many things opened. Hold on 1 second. Um, let me see if I could present this. Okay, here it is. Everyone, please tap in to it's called a at B swords, excuse me, BSWORD Z3524. And make sure you like and comment. You know, all these artists, they put out all these wonderful songs and stuff. And I think we should be acknowledged. So let's go ahead and go to here, right? Friend in the Rain featuring Heather Marie. I believe this is, let's see, Soul Alchemy, or we could, do we want to play like the full list?
No, you can play that song. It's a single off. It's on an LP, and I also put it out as a single, so you can play either one.
Okay, so let's do that.
You need someone to be there for you in your time of need. But when the time comes, no one will support your needs. They say they'll ride for you, but then sit back and watch you bleed. I ride it for my people. I'm not gonna
Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain when you need a friend? Yeah, no one,
Silhouette in the rain,
yeah.
shadow dancing through the pain. Another day in the jungle, I keep it humble and brains. Never know when your time's up, and you out the game. Looking at life pass you by like a stranger on the train. It's funny, it was all good just a day ago. Now you stuck all alone with nowhere to go. No pity on your soul, just a city on your toes. Better walk light before them dark nights take its toll. It's empty out here, love ain't really your man or your bitch. It's just a case of a temporary affair. I can smell it in the air, seen it in my mother's tears. She knew God was on my side, but the devil's in the
Who'll
mirror.
be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Yeah, no one, yeah,
Isolated and
yeah.
desolate, disrespected and bet against a friend in the rain. I couldn't find that like a hot chick that's relevant. Beautiful pelican, can't fly a lick, but you shake it like it's gelatin. Lord medicine is hell outside, and every soul gotta pay for their sin. It's a gamble just to try it. If you don't, you can't win. What's the odds in that? A lot of tax with no depends. I got a lot of raps, but they ain't cashing in. I got a core fact. These cats ain't making sense on my soul journey through the music. I keep it sturdy, all alone in the rain. Make no friends, homie.
Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Yeah, no one, yeah, yeah.
You need someone to be there for you in your time of need. But when the time comes, no one will support your needs. They say they'll ride for you, but then sit back and watch you bleed. I ride it for my people. I'm not gonna NPC.
Who'll be there when you need a friend? Who'll be there when you need a friend? Will you be there in the rain? Will you share my pain?
Now this is a timeless. This is on my playlist, by the way, but definitely a
Thank you.
timeless song. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, and shout out to Heather Marie too. You guys
No
did a
doubt.
phenomenal job on this.
Yes, yes, yes. I was very happy. That's one of my favorites. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, it's like a yeah. I mean, it kind of okay. Just to give you a little background, like I love
Hmm.
Sade, right? I love like those kind like Maxwell and it just
Hmm.
gives me that Sade vibe, a little bit of like maybe the Fugees, like I don't know,
Hmm.
just a whole combination of. But I'm gonna let you take the mic, sir, to tell the audience like how did this start and
Okay.
how you came up with it.
Okay. That track is produced by a producer called Will House. He's overseas. He do a lot of good, fabulous stuff. So I want to send shouts out to the producer Will House. The track is phenomenal. Um, Heather Marie is another artist that Supreme hooked me up with. So I want to send out just a link. Supreme, he definitely connected us to. Um, I gave it to Marie. I said, "Do your thing." She sent me back the hook, and I was like, "Wow, this is exactly what I need." Because that's type of mood. Because me, I'm always been like a loner. Because when I me being from Bridgeport, moving out of Bridgeport, I always been a loner. Then from going to Connecticut to Colorado, kind of been a loner. So it's like always, where's somebody that when you need somebody, where is somebody at though? You know what I'm saying? There's nobody never around when you really need somebody. Pretty much that's what that song kind of embeddles. Cause and I went through that a lot in my life where it's only me. I got nobody to turn to. So-called friends, so-called family members. You really think they with you, but you really not. You know what I'm saying? They really not. So
Right.
that song puts all that in perspective, and yeah, that's what that song is. It's a song for those who know you got people there, but really it's all up to you. You gotta do for self.
Mm.
There's nobody there to depend on.
That's so true. It's funny because I can relate like completely with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
It gets lonely, but it's one of those things. Growing up, I guess what I could mirror what you're saying as a
Hmm.
child. You didn't. Yeah, you had like adults and whatnot there, but
Hmm.
you were your own independent person. You had to take
Right,
care
right.
of everything and everybody. So I definitely can relate with you on that. And shout out again to everyone on this track. I would like to play more of your songs and then we can proceed with other questions. So let's
No
go
doubt.
back on there right
Okay.
quick. Let's see. Okay. So and by the way, can you elaborate again on the name of it? How did you come up with the
A
name of
friend in the rain.
the Soul Alchemy?
Oh, so alchemy, the album. Okay. So alchemy. I wanted to make an album that was real laid back album,
Uh-huh.
something that the older people can listen to, the younger people can listen to, no matter what age group can listen to, and also I wanted to have a lot of information in it.
Mm,
So that's where the soul is just the soul of the music. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Soul music, so to speak, and the alchemy is the information that's within the music. So
Yes.
that's my basis on that. I wanted to make an album that you could
Okay.
sit
Uh-oh.
back and enjoy,
I
listen
think.
to. That had good music, but at the same time, I'm dropping a lot of information in that album. If you
Mhm.
up on that information,
Oh
those who
yes.
don't know, they don't know. Those who know, know. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have it on my playlist. Everybody, make sure you tap into Soul Alchemy, his album, and I'm telling you, every every track is fire. That's all
Thank you, thank
I
you.
don't want to give it away. So I'm
No,
gonna
I
let
appreciate that.
they gotta go out and look at it. Um,
No
so
doubt.
this one right here, cut different. Let's go ahead and play.
Hmm.
What is before we start?
Hmm.
Cue it up. But what is this about?
Okay, that is my Cogito Ergo Sum project. I
Okay.
did that project prior to the soul alchemy. And let me just put this note out there. My albums are like concept pieces. All my albums I do. So like each album is totally different from the last album. It's just something I like to do. I kind of like to jump in the world of an album. When I'm making an album, I like to make it its own world, so to speak. So all my albums are totally different from the last album. So if you listen to one album, don't think that's all that you get from me. I would advise to listen to a couple albums because you'll find something different in each album. That album per se is a more personal album. I wanted to tap into me because like I really don't get personal when I'm on the microphone. I really just stick to just writing rhymes and just staying lyrical. So with that one, I dived in a little bit into my psyche. So that's a little bit more of a personal album.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and tap in, guys. Here we go.
May be one of the last places in our society where the philosopher can roam just as freely. May be one of the last places in our society where the philosopher can roam just as freely.
How can I define my state of mind? Straight sublime, no subliminal from my overhand, get the underline. Black butterflies flying through the sky, multiplied. Most to die before they get a chance to live their golden life. All I wanna do is rhyme. For that, I live and fight. Rap gladiator, congratulator, no hate in sight. Late in life, I learned to be the man. You have to pay the price. Play the cards that's dealt, no matter if it's wrong or right. Buried alive in hell, searching for my higher self. Everything lining up. Synchronicity, how the spirit tells you what you need to know, but you got to see it for yourself. Open your third eye and go down the rabbit hole. Explore the unexplained. Underneath the dirt is gold. Plant your feet in the soil and watch your mind grow. Expanding thoughts beyond time, selling the celestial waters. Deep sea diving in the ethers of the allness. Cut from a different cloth, off from the rest, but still ignored. Really won't be appreciated until I'm dead and gone. My music, my legacy, the only thing I leave for y'all. Footprints on my soul, sincerely yours. Broken sword, cut from a different cloth, off from the rest, but still ignored. Really won't be appreciated until I'm dead and gone. My music, my legacy, the only thing I leave for y'all. Footprints on my soul, sincerely yours. Broken sword, cut different, fall from the rest. Authentic, raw with it, the calm before the storm. The music plays my song vivid. The soundtrack of my life defined in 30 minutes. Reverse statistics. I wasn't supposed to make it under the worst conditions. Hood drama. The pain only makes you stronger. Fast times of marijuana. A part of me died the day I lost my mama. I ain't been the same since. Numb to the same shit. Sick of that every day. I need a change quick. What the fuck is going on when your soul no longer wants to bond to its physical? It wants to move on. Patience running out, left without a doubt. When I'm gone, I won't be missed. So what's the sense of slowing down? Let's get it over with. I kick the bucket, fuck it. My focus is my frequency. Equally balanced, my motives emotionless. On the river of the now, I try to hold it down, but I gotta face the facts. It's just me and no one else. Cut from a different cloth, off from the rest, but still ignored. Really won't be appreciated until I'm dead and gone. My music, my legacy, the only thing I leave for y'all. Footprints on my soul, sincerely yours. Broken sword, cut from a different cloth, off from the rest, but still ignored. Really won't be appreciated until I'm dead and gone. My music, my legacy, the only thing I leave for y'all. Footprints on my soul, sincerely yours. Broken sword.
Wow. Okay. That was heavy.
Thanks.
I mean everything from start to finish, it was like it's a masterpiece. It just seems like your sound, your music and how you create your album, it's phenomenal. It's a masterpiece.
Much
And
appreciated.
yeah, and especially like the art behind it. Like did you draw that like that art?
I made up the cover, but
Yeah.
it was kind of me just. I didn't draw it myself, but I came up with the idea. Yeah, basically for that. I wanted to bring it back to like a philosopher type of
Yeah.
look or philosopher type of feel. That's what the whole album is, kind of dives into broken sword philosophy.
Yeah, I definitely am digging it. It's 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 a different like it your stuff is different in different albums. How can I explain
Mhm,
it?
mhm,
What I got out of it was just life, right? The essence of life, the essence of bringing back your roots. And you were talking about like grounding, right? Going out to the grass and just grounding and being one with the with Earth and Mother
mhm,
Nature. Um,
mhm.
I don't know if you want to go deeper into. I know you said it was a personal piece.
Um, yeah, I mean, when I say personal, it's just personal from prior music. Like people
Oh,
that know me, people that know me, they know I never really go into I never talk about me personally in my music. I really just stick to other topics and stick to just being lyrical. I always been that way. And that was one thing I got criticism for.
mm,
Not because people would say, I can't feel you. You're not writing nothing. I can't feel. You write good lyrical music. I could
uh-huh.
write, so I could make you say, oh, he's a dope artist, but I can't feel nothing. So
Hmm,
that's what I try to get into as I developed into, I should say, is making music now where not only that you can hear the lyricism behind it, but you can feel something behind it. So when this album is personal, I gave you something. I kind of gave you a little bit into my psyche about the way I think. That's why it's called I Think Therefore I Am.
mm, mhm, mhm,
So for you're tapping into the way I think a little bit. I'm giving people a little bit of that.
mm. I definitely. I mean, I guess it's funny. Artists and I, we were talking about emotions, like evoking emotions, right? In
Mm-hmm,
the song. But you kind of like made me think a little bit today on that whole emotional piece because
mm-hmm,
I get it, right? You want your listeners to gravitate to your music from the
mm-hmm,
emotions that you're evoking,
mm-hmm,
although there's some hints on the track that speaks volumes without actually you saying anything. And
mm.
it's like
I'm glad you picked that up. I mean to cut your wisdom,
yeah,
but I'm
no,
glad you
no,
picked that up.
no, no. Somebody I'm not gonna name well somebody said I had a good ear, and I was like, oh, okay, okay. I'll give a shout out to CEO of Crushed Ice Entertainment, Maurice. He said
Right.
he was like, you have a good ear, and I'm like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. But
Mm-hmm,
it's it's like a muse, right?
mm-hmm,
When I looked at the cover, it reminds me of like you said, the philosopher type of feel,
mm-hmm,
but it goes into depth because people can have a poker face and it's just the
mm-hmm.
way that's just
Right,
how they look.
right,
I
right,
used to take things personal, like, oh, that
right.
person looked mean or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Yeah,
really
right,
deep down inside, they're like a teddy bear. Or they're
right,
like
right.
so loving and so like
Mm-hmm,
angelic, right?
mm-hmm,
So I know it's really interesting how your this piece right here, it's a subtle um it's like a muse, right? Where
mm-hmm.
you really, really have to listen to it. I think people don't take time out to listen to lyrics, period. And
No.
so, with you listening to the lyrics, but also listening to the sound of the beat
Mm-hmm,
itself,
mm-hmm,
and how it's like a myriad, because you're saying like, look, I'm trying to tell you that I'm going through things in life without you
mm-hmm.
knowing all my business. Like I'm
Right,
really
right,
going through, like I'm
right,
really
right.
going through these challenges right now, y'all. I'll
Mhm.
speak for you. Like
Nah, you're right. You're on point with that. You're definitely on point with that.
like you're really going through these challenges, right? And I don't know how to articulate it to you guys, but I'm talking in third person. But like
Mm-hmm,
I'm really telling you, hey, I need some help, I need some support, maybe a phone call. Yeah, it sounds like I'm cool because I got these musics popping off or whatever, but I'm hurting, can a brother get some help?
Yeah, and that kind of plays on that "Friend in the Rain" song too. It kind of same feelings from that too. And like if you play that song "Me Versus I" off of that Conquito Ergo Sum, you'll get a lot of that same feeling from that song too.
Yeah, it's it's funny how like artists was not like funny, haha, but it's a just a just like rhetorical speaking here, like how we cry for help in different ways without you actually knowing that we need help.
Yeah.
Like subtle ways. You have this like subtle demeanor, if that makes sense, in your
Right.
music. It's like a
Okay.
subtle demeanor. Maybe people say, "Oh, you're not evoking emotion," but you really are. The person just has to listen for the hints. It's like
Right.
going for like a scavenger hunt, right? And you're
Right.
like,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
"Ooh, I found a little tip. Let me go ahead and
right.
read. Where do I go next?"
Right. Yeah. That's
You're like the scavenger hunt person. I
yeah. I
don't
do.
know.
I do. I drop breadcrumbs a lot. You know what I'm saying, for people that want to follow and learn. Yeah. That you're on point with that. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. But I can definitely appreciate it.
And
Um,
I want to say it's like another thing that you pointed out. It's not me like hurting or hurting or nothing like that. It's more or less a thing of shadow work. I use magic to do shadow work. If you know
okay,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I use magic to get those feelings out. The feelings otherwise I wouldn't get out because I'm not really an emotional person. So when I do get it out, I do put it out in breadcrumbs, like you say. But I use the music to 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 do that.
Yeah. And not a lot of people do the shadow work because
Mhm.
they don't know that they have a shadow.
Right, 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 right.
They're not
They don't
looking
even
at
know
this.
the right. They
Sorry,
don't
go
even know
ahead.
the true definition of it. So yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we all got issues, trauma that we got to deal with. So it's just dealing with facing those so-called inner demons.
Yeah. A lot of us want to escape with
Hmm.
like different things,
Hmm.
alcohol, drugs, or whatever.
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
condoning any
Right,
of
right.
these things, but
Nah, nah,
but
nah,
me,
nah. You're
I
right.
but
Mhm.
actually, like you said, confronting your traumas,
Mhm.
being accountable, one,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because yeah, we all been through it, but then what are we gonna do with these emotions?
Right, right, right. I'm solution based, always been so. It's all about solving the problem, not complaining or feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So, let's. I think. Do you want to go and play another video, or I have the SoundCloud here with that clear the canvas featuring Broken Sword. I don't know
Yeah,
what
we
you.
could go into that. Why not?
Okay, so I think this is a really good track to everyone. Okay,
All
here we
right.
go. Let's see.
And I'm glad you picked those tracks out because it's a good balance to show you my, how I'll put you on a roller coaster, kind of to
Re-
speak with my music.
uh, hey,
Take you through all different moods and
it's
changes.
it's like a sampler. I like the sampler when you go to a restaurant and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want like, the cheese
Right.
sticks or
Yeah.
I think I want a
Music's not
spinach
for
dip.
everybody, so I try to put something out there for everybody. If you don't like this, maybe you'll like this.
Right. All right. So this one is called Clear the Canvas featuring Broken Sword. Here we go, guys.
Broken sword, salute. What's wrong with these dudes out here, man?
Now
They don't see how much we can.
and forever.
All these black clowns, man. I, for one, think they all need to be eliminated. You're doing a good job so far, decimating these fools' egos, man. Yo, 1, 2,
Go crazy. Hit 'em.
son.
You have to master calculus to battle this. Bird brain, your cage gets rattled quick. It's poor English, but I don't deal in averageness. Savage spit from CT, keep sleeping. The Mike Mayweather, my rhyme jab, ruin your weekend. beat beastin'. Before Prodigy hit the Albany precinct. Prior to 2003, I was killing MCs all over the East Coast. My rhyme not as old, God. My heat spoke since long back. Reliable McCoy produced a strong track. Before you eat your wake-up meal, I'm dope, I hold, make your team break-up skill. Peace to GFM Will. Respect helps me live like I'm rich. I rock mics for the thrill. And still with the Killer B cosign. My friends call me Strike, and FYI, I'm falling off no time.
Ever. Y'all better get it together, yo. One.
Clear the canvas, rhyme acrobats. You better fear our stanzas. Clear the canvas, rhyme acrobats. Flipping.
Clear the canvas, we raise the standards on my commandments. Universal law of micromanage. With knowledge, we gain advantage. Pop his top and leave his brain damaged. Painkillers can't stop the headache. My slang hammer, bang the war drum and watch me all combat commanders. Crazy like a horse, cause this goes bananas. 12 monkey syndrome, see no evil, hear no evil. I dare devils like Evil Knievel. Me and Preem back on the track, it's a sequel. Double headliners, we the best riders. Tell your people, Connecticut monarchs. Boss hawks, fight the head off, thinking we all bark. Nevertheless, dog, more fire from this old timer dinosaur. Live wire, God spark in the side of the heart of the soul survivor. Silver fish with the gold tiger. Big trouble in little CT. You fucking with Foo Fight, pterodactyl, vocal snatch you. Collapse your physical capsule. Critical crossover, catastrophic meltdown, it's over. Cut them down like the lawnmower. Mr. Green Thumb, smoke the green gum. Sunday scum like grease under a car motor.
Clear the canvas, rhyme acrobat. You better fear our stanzas. Clear the canvas, rhyme acrobat. Flipping.
Wow. You definitely cleared the canvas.
Thanks.
Both of you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely, I mean, you were just going in. So can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, that track, another track that was produced by Will House. Yeah, it's just basically a track to go in on, just to display some lyrical skill off. And I told Supreme, go in, do your thing. He did his thing, and I followed right behind.
Yeah, it's like two peas in a pod. Wow, I love it. So your sound, right, pulls jazz, R&B, street soul, I mean, punchy stuff and sacred stuff. Like, who are your top 3 musical influences?
I don't have a top 3. I couldn't put a number on it.
Okay.
I would say musically, my top one is hard because I have different influences in different music. Like hip hop, I have strong influences would be like a Public Enemy, a KRS-One for the teachings that they
Okay.
I grew up off listening to that. So and that was a heavy influence for me. Growing up later in my teenage years, like a Wu-Tang was very influential in my style, because before I even heard of Wu-Tang, I was spitting kind of sort of like them. I had a style like them. And then when people heard Wu-Tang and they heard me, they would say, "Oh, you sound like one of them Wu-Tang members. You sound like one of Wu-Tang." Everybody will say, "You sound like a Wu-Tang dude." So when I started listening to them, I was like, "Oh, I was like kindred spirits." And you know what I'm saying? It was like not me sounding like them. It was like it just naturally, that's the way I rhyme. So it kind of fit. That was a heavy influence on me. So I would say those, and Wu-Tang was definitely a major influence on me in the 90s.
And how about in the other genres, like soul and R&B and maybe
R&B and stuff like that? Me growing up, my mother, she was a big Motown fan. She had a closet full of records, so she would play a lot of Motown records. So me growing up listening to that, and as I got older, I went back to that. And then also when I jumped into the producer side of and making beats, that's when I started to jump into different genres of music to make beats. So that's when I started getting into the classical, the jazz, the
Yeah.
different sound and different genres of music through producing. That brought me into that too.
Oh wow. Can you think of like someone in that whole jazz genre that
Um,
you gravitate to maybe?
uh, Bird,
Okay.
and jazz. I like Coltrane. I like a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
Coltrane and jazz. Those is a lot of influences. R&B is just early Motown.
Okay.
Earth, Wind and Fire. My
Uh-huh.
mother had a lot of their records. I listened to a lot of them. A lot of a lot of early '60s, '70s music. Um,
Okay.
and then me, like I said, just being in a producer, I was able to have an ear to listen to like rock music, heavy
Uh-huh.
metal, some heavy metal, a lot of rock, classical music. Started getting into that. So it's just I don't have a necessarily artist that I go to. It's just that I'll go to that genre of music and I'll listen to whatever uh, I vibe with.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah, so what's the core message, right? You hope people take away from listening to Broken Sword.
Life and lyricism. That's what I try to put across in my music. Life and lyricism. My foundation is lyricism because that's what I grew up off of, just being lyrical. Um, just grabbing a beat and just spitting. That's how I
Yeah.
got into it. Through the spirituality, me gaining information, me gaining knowledge, and able
Uh-huh.
to put that information out there. That's when the life comes into play because life life is life. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
go through a whole bunch of stuff in life. So
Mhm.
the knowledge itself helps you to deal with the ups and downs in life. So
Right.
that's where I incorporate the knowledge in the life, and then lyricism is just the
Mhm.
foundation.
For sure. Um, is there like one track maybe that you can think about that defines everything you are as an artist?
No, that's the thing
Right,
about me.
that's what I was gonna say.
That's why I try to tell people you can't listen to just one of my songs and say that's me. You can't listen to one of my
Exactly.
albums and say that's me. I'm very diverse. I'm like a
Right.
jack of all trades. I'm able to blend. So
Right.
I would say you have to listen to a whole project of me, a couple of projects, and to get the all around me. But I feel that I'm very diverse. I feel that I can make all types of music. I can make hip
Right.
hop. I can make party music. I can make music to make
Yeah.
you think. I can make straight lyrical music. Just all different types of music for all different type of people. That's what I try to
Right.
do.
Well, if you guys want like, it's all in one, go
Basically,
to
basically.
Broken Sword. If you want to cry, if you want to laugh, you know what I mean? Like if you want to
But
think.
all authentic, original music. I try to
Right.
tell people that at least when you come to me, you'll hear original, authentic music. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hear, and I'm different. You're not gonna hear
Oh yeah.
me anywhere else.
Yeah.
Pretty
Right.
much.
No, you do. Yeah, you definitely have a unique. I think everyone like captures like the ones that capture a uniqueness. You have
Mhm.
like this gift of being able to. I'm gonna say I'm trying to think like a chameleon, being able
Mhm.
to fit in where
Yeah,
where you
I've
choose
been
that
like
day.
that my whole life. Honestly,
Right.
I guess it's just something that's embedded in me. But yeah, I've
Right.
been like that my whole life.
For sure. So okay. What is the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Whew.
Some fun questions now.
Yeah, yeah. It would be a tape. I mean, when they had tapes.
Yeah, cassette tape.
um, I think it was the Fugees.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was the Fugees. Because when I used to listen to music back in the day, we just recorded off the radio. When the radio played, we would record the
Yeah.
songs off the radio. So I used to get a lot of my music off the radio. But I remember particularly skipping school and going to the record store and staying in line for like an hour to get that Fuji's album. It was a big thing
What?
back in the day where we, for some reason, but I think that might have been the first one that I actually did that for.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I do like the cassette tapes. Gosh, I can't even recollect my which one that I had. But I definitely know I had the CD for the Fugees. I definitely know there's like certain artists that I had in my pocket. And those things were like 1999 or 16, you know, back
Yeah, it
maybe
was like like
that's expensive.
15.99, 16.99, almost
Yeah.
$17. Yeah,
And
for
I'm
sign.
like saving your coins for sure.
Mhm.
So, what do you think was the hardest bar you've ever written?
Mm, the hardest bar I ever written. It's hard to say. It's like now I make so many songs. It's hard to say, and like I'm in a zone now where music now is no longer hard for me to make. It's
Mm.
it's like water. Really, I'm not gonna lie. It comes so natural for me now. So I can't say what's the hardest bar for me to write. I don't know.
How about like when you first started? You know what I'm saying? Like when you first started,
Um,
what was the hardest bar?
I can remember the first rhyme I ever wrote.
Okay.
That was my hardest rhyme that I ever did because it was the most complex rhyme to the point when I started rhyming. And I wrote this rhyme maybe 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still remember it?
Hmm.
I'm sure you do.
It's one of the only rhymes that I can ever remember. But yeah, I remember it.
Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
can spit it if you want it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Okay. Multi vocabulary switching on every octave. I hear a bass line and seize the moment like a hostage. Lost minds of eclipse states trying to bondage the physical light, but can't adapt to the heat. Vibrations of ill patterns, wave shattering holographic images filling the mind like Saturn gases, hypnotical acids infested in the prototype. Camouflage, excuse me, cyborgs in camouflage parachuting through the night, burning barricades to stop raids on site. Missiles launch warheads filled with deadly venom. Computerized navigation set to detonate on rhythm with a push of a button. That was like the hardest rhyme I ever
Wow.
wrote, and I wrote
How
that like I said around 15 years old.
wow. How many bars was I
I don't know. I didn't count.
It's too many.
We wasn't counting bars. We were just writing back in the day. I didn't even know about a 16. We were
Right.
just writing. Mhm. But
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like you were really into science, like even in school. Like maybe that was your
Always.
favorite subject,
It was. That's the only class I got A's in was science and gym.
right?
The only class. Only thing I really cared about was science. And I didn't even know it like that. And then when I got into the knowledge itself, it even dove me in deeper into the science. Because I didn't have any idea that knowledge itself corresponded with science.
Okay. Were you like, did you like the biology or chemistry or what, like particular?
Mm,
Did
that's the
you?
thing. It was kind of the both things. But like I said, when I got into knowledge itself, it brought me into the spiritual side of science. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that's where I tapped into, not necessarily the school biology, chemistry side, the book, but more the spiritual side of the science.
Okay. I
Because
think
there
that
is spirituality is a science if people don't know.
for sure. Yes, it is. It's very complex.
Mhm.
Oh man. So what's next for Broken Sword? Any like upcoming projects,
Oh yeah.
events?
Um, Currently working on a new album now called "Stepping Out My Shadow."
Okay.
That'll be out in the end of next month. It'll be out. That's another project right now. I got a lot of features on it. I reached out to a lot of people that I like doing music with. So I'm gonna have a lot of not big name, but for me, heavy hitters because I like the artists. I like their artistry. So I enjoy having their company on my music. So, but yeah, this one is called Stepping Out My Shadow. It's a little personal too. It's called Stepping Out My Shadow because I'm really reserved. Everybody that knows me personally, I'm more of an introvert than an outrovert. So I don't really put my personal business out there, stuff like that. So this album, I'm actually gonna put my face on the cover of the album, and I'll give you a little bit more insights into me. That's why it's called Stepping Out My Shadow.
Stepping out my shadow. Everybody, make sure you tap in. Stepping out my shadow. Hey, Lovable Creations 123. Thank you for joining. Okay, and if you could pass like a piece of knowledge or advice to
Mhm.
artists out here or just people in general, what would
Mhm.
it be?
Okay. For people in general, life is a mother effort. So I would say knowledge itself helps dealing with a lot of self problems that people go through. A lot of things that we go through that we don't necessarily our inner demons, so to speak, that we can't get help with nowhere else. When you have knowledge yourself, it kind of gives you tools to help you with that. So I would say for people in general that's just dealing with life things and just dealing with life, period, um, go into yourself. Take time to learn yourself, and it helps. For the music people that's out there, all the artists doing it independently or just trying to get a record deal, whatever. I stay doing it. Stay original, stay true to your heart, and stay doing the music no matter what. Because I really don't put music out there for people no more. I put music out there for me. Music is therapy for me.
Mhm.
So when I do music, it's kind of like I said, shadow work for me. Helps me get it out there. And if you enjoy what I'm putting out there, you enjoy it. So I try to tell artists now, just make music for you and keep doing it no matter what. I'm old in age. People told me I should stop, but I'm still gonna keep doing it till I can't do it no more.
Wow. You know what? For those that said for him to stop, Eric, pause that. Pump y'all brakes, okay? Because we here. We gonna do what
Appreciate
we
it.
want to do.
Much
Oh man,
appreciated.
yeah. Don't stop. Keep going. All gas. For sure. Because I
Much
mean,
appreciated.
we definitely need quality artists out there, producers, and so you tapped into the whole producer thing like
Mhm.
recently, or has it?
Within the last 10 years, I've been dipping and dabbing in it. I'm getting better
Okay,
in it. Um, I have a preference. It's only I maybe out of all the albums that I put out, I only use 5 of my own beats. So
oh
I don't
wow,
even like using my own beats, but I'm still because I'm a perfectionist and I don't feel that my beats are up there yet. But I'm humble like that. A lot of people say your beats is fire, but I'm still learning the ropes as far as producing. Trying to get into the mixing and mastering stage of it now, so I can do a lot of in-house
right.
recording where I don't have to go to studio. I can do it on my own time and in my own
Mhm.
house. So that's the next stage in development for me is recording, mixing, and mastering my own music. So that's the next
Mm.
step.
Okay, that's what's up. I love it. I love this whole elevation. How was your experience with and the No 360?
I love it. I'm enjoying it. I appreciate it. Um, Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. Well, be sure to subscribe to Broken Sword and the New 360. We're on YouTube,
Definitely.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok.
Hmm.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to today?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to NNO 360. Salute. I want to give a shout out to my man Function. He was one of the members of the Citizens of Chaos group I was talking about. Definitely learned a lot from him and his family. So I want to give big shouts out to Function. I want to give shout out to my man Noble Ruffin. Do a lot of music with him. Suprema Law, salute, Conrad Camp, um, and a lot of artists. I can go on for days going to artists that I would like to salute, but definitely those artists that I just named are close knit with me. So I want to give big ups to them.
Okay, and where can people reach you?
You can reach me on YouTube at Broken Swords, uh, or B Swords, excuse me, BSWORDZ, B Swords. You can reach me on Instagram at Broken Sword, Be Broken Sword. Sorry, excuse me. Okay. And any your favorite streaming platform, just punch in Broken Sword. You'll see a logo that has a B and a sword in it. That's my logo. When that pops up, you know that's me.
Okay. For sure. And I want to give a shout out to Suprema Law. Thank you for referring Broken Sword here on the show. Tony's
No
Talk
doubt.
Showcase, Dynasty ENT, Driven Paper Next Level, Warriors Talk, Beats by Yo Boy, Crushed Ice Entertainment. I'm part of the team of Director of Operations and Artist Relations. So check us out. WKYJ Radio Live, Pretty of Course 35, I Said It, Mac Drama 1017 Brick Squad Records, King's PR, LOE Always, King TV, We Outside. And also check out my book called Ignite Your Drive. It's on Amazon. Ignite Your Drive guides you to harness your inner strength and pursue your dreams with enduring passion, drawing inspiration. And also merch at Endano360.com. And let's continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Master Yo and all of our brothers and sisters that need our support. This has been a broadcast of showing love full circle between Endano 360 and Broken Sword. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Anytime. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for having me.
Blessings. Salute.
Peace.